Thursday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV amid this Cloudflare outage. And, well, we're up. We're rocking and rolling. I think we're doing okay despite the fact that the internet is out for so many people. Live streaming still down over on the X platform, so that's okay. That's all right, because we are on Rumble, our home base, the Cool Kids table. So if you're watching, make sure that you share with everybody that you know and say that, hey, you know, when everybody else is dealing with internet outages and server problems and whatnot, Rumble is unaffected, and we are here ready to go. So good morning to everybody. Hit that thumbs up button, and let's continue on. We've got the Epstein vote happening in the House today, which is a significant movement, a significant development in that whole saga, if you want to call it that. So the House is going to be voting. They are scheduled to vote on it today on whether or not to release or force the release of the Epstein files or whatever files haven't been released yet, or the files that have been sealed by various judges. So you have that. The Trump administration and Donald Trump himself said yesterday in the Oval Office, which we'll play for you in just a little while, that he will sign the bill if it reaches his desk, right? He will sign the bill if the House and Senate pass it, and if it reaches his desk. And so then what is the next left-wing talking point? Well, as I said yesterday, they'll just say that, you know, whatever, and this goes for both the woke left and the woke right, okay? What they'll try to say is, well, you know, the thing that I thought was there isn't there, so there's still a cover-up. And that's going to continue. You're never going to please 100% of those out there looking for information. If the information that they're dead serious, they're dead certain it exists, then it comes out. I compared it to JFK yesterday, right? The JFK files. There were a bunch of people speculating about the JFK files, about whether or not it was a foreign country, right? Israel, whoever it might have been, and that wasn't in there. And so, no, these aren't the real JFK files. I know, who do I sound like, by the way? I don't know, but I know, right? Who's been doing that, right? So it's a lot of people who are speculating about the contents of files that have no proof, just speculation. They, I believe, are set to be disappointed, because I think they are of the thought that there is some juicy, like, giant piece of red meat that exists in these Epstein files and all this, that just, it would be too good to be true if it did exist, right? And maybe it does. I don't know. Just like they don't know, I don't know. The difference is, I admit to not knowing what's in these files and what's going to be coming out, but I can reasonably hypothesize and theorize that the big, juicy, red meat ribeye piece of information that, that everyone thinks is there, Jeffrey Epstein, ate a baby with Bill Clinton on Epstein Island in April of 2001. That's guys, you really think that's going to be there? Come on. Right? Let's be real, right? You're waiting for this explosive piece of evidence that's, it's like when the left was waiting for, an entry in Vladimir Putin's personal diary that says, I love Donald Trump, fixed the election to make him win 2016 because Mother Russia likes having puppet as U.S. president. This is what they were looking for, right? They were looking for that juicy ribeye piece of red meat where it doesn't exist, right? And so that's what I think people are going to be waiting for with the next, release of documents. If, of course, documents are released, it still has to pass the House. It still has to pass the Senate. I think it will. It's projected to, and Donald Trump is committed to signing it. We also have an update from Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is out there, Marjorie Trader Brown. She is out there playing the victim this morning. Her transformation to Liz Cheney is nearly complete. I'm telling you, it's at this point you can't tell the difference. And I don't know why and how this became a controversial talking point, but the woke right, people who love Marjorie Taylor Greene because she doesn't take AIPAC money. That's great. I'm pretty sure she's getting some sort of kickbacks. You don't see your net worth explode the way it did when, over the course of 4 years, conveniently right after you got elected to office. I don't know how this became controversial. Again, remember, I pointed out that Marjorie Taylor Greene had an explosion and a jump, a massive increase, an exponential increase in her net worth from the day she was elected to office to now. All I did was point that out. And I became the bad guy. I said, I don't know. You don't like it when Pelosi does it. You don't like it when Dan Crenshaw does it. You don't like it when other Democrats do it. But it's okay when Marjorie Taylor Greene does it because she didn't do it with the help of AIPAC? Is that really where we're going right now? Is that really the new standard? So I don't know now how this became controversial, but apparently now it's okay to apologize to the left. Sorry, not here. Not here. Oh, you have to understand, apology and admitting you were wrong is, it's taking the high road. The high road? When has the left ever taken the high road? Ever in the past? Ever? When have they apologized for anything? Did they apologize for the Russia hoax that left a black eye and a dark cloud hanging over the first Trump administration that amounted to absolutely nothing? No. They did not apologize for that. Did they apologize for getting the Fine People hoax wrong? No, they did not apologize for that. Did they apologize for the suckers and losers hoax? No, they did not apologize for that. Did they apologize for the vaccine is going to stop COVID hoax? No, they did not apologize for that. Did they apologize for the push of the draconian lockdowns that resulted in massive learning loss for your children in schools? No, they did not apologize for that. So why are we apologizing to the left? And why are people who I thought were on the right, why are they now making excuses and justification for Marjorie Taylor Greene apologizing to the people who never apologize? No, absolutely not. Oh, she's based for doing that. Based for apologizing and groveling to the left? I don't know what your definition of based is, but it ain't the same as mine. We do not apologize to these people. Sydney Sweeney was under immense pressure for wearing jeans. She didn't apologize. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, at the first chance that she got, goes on CNN. I'm sorry, Dana. I'd like to apologize for taking part in toxic politics. You've got to stop. You cannot make excuses for that. You could still like Marjorie Taylor Greene. You could still respect that she doesn't take AIPAC money, but you've got to level with me, right? You got to meet me on this common ground. We do not apologize to the woke mob. We do not apologize to the left. We just don't. Okay? We just don't. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene the worst person to have ever been in the Republican Party? No. Okay? She's not. Did she do good work with the January 6th? Absolutely, she did. I would never take that away from her. Is she doing something incredibly stupid now by apologizing to the left and doing this media tour where she's groveling for anybody's approval like a cheap political prostitute? Anybody's going to give her love and affection, she's going to go and be best friends with, kind of like what she did with McCarthy. Under the desk. Yes, that's exactly what she's doing now. So you've got to admit this. Look, you could like Marjorie. You could say maybe you can even make the argument that she's being treated unfairly. Fine. You can make that argument. I disagree with you, but you can make that argument. But you've got to meet me on this common ground. We don't apologize to the left. We just don't. Okay? We just don't. When they want to apologize for all the attacks on conservatives that they have directly caused, maybe we can have a conversation. We don't apologize to the woke mob. We just don't. All right. We're going to get to the Epstein stuff, Trump's comments on the Epstein stuff. And I had a bunch of illegal alien stories that I didn't get to yesterday. So we're going to get to a bunch of those today. Big numbers out of Charlotte, big numbers out of Portland, a wild story out of Kansas. And an absolutely shocking story out of Pennsylvania. And by the way, one of the predictions that we were making about New York, something's in my eye. One of the predictions that I was making about New York, especially going into the 2026 gubernatorial election, seems to be coming true regarding Kathy Hochul and some of her behavior. So, again, before we get to all the meat and potatoes of today's show, hit that thumbs up button if you're watching on Rumble. Share with your friends, and let's get going. And let's have a good show today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break before we jump into everything and get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. I want you right now to explore the wonderful quality of Faith Farm and Freedom products with a special limited time 15% discount on your entire purchase at ofpfarms.com. Just go to your browser, leave our show window open, make sure you hit the thumbs up, go to your browser, ofpfarms.com. Take a peek at the lineup that OFP Farms has. They have amazing products all across the board. They are America's go-to soap company, and they're famous for natural ingredients, the skin-loving perks of tallow and goat milk, and a big heart for farm-to-family skincare. Now, whether you're looking for gentle skincare, or maybe it's that time of year, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Thoughtful gifts. They have the best gift sets as well. Their products bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine that much better. Do not miss this chance to enjoy premium products that support your health and ethical choices for the entire family. Like this Revolution soap. I love this soap. Oh, it smells like the birth of a brand new nation. OFP Farms, the small family farm with big, beautiful love. Take a look right here. This is the website, ofpfarms.com. It is right on your screen. I want you to go to this website as well. That's ofpfarms.com, Oscar Foxtrot Papa Farms.com, ofpfarms.com. Thank you, Kathleen from Green Acres, Florida, purchasing the Christmas at the Farm gift set, ofpfarms.com. Use the promo code Sean. It's SHAWN for 15% off at checkout. That's ofpfarms.com. Promo code Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November, ofpfarms.com. Promo code SHAWN for 15% off on some of the best skincare products in the game, ofpfarms.com. Let's face it, though, folks. Got one more. Very important. You know, there's a lot of hacking going on these days. You know, I one thing I hate when I'm talking about something and I hear I get an ad for it on Instagram or Facebook or, you know, YouTube or something, and I'm like, damn, you know, you're supposed to be listening to me while I have the app open. I have the app closed. I've force closed it. They're still listening. I hate it. Your phone, folks, is a tracking device. Between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, all of those are fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they don't ask. They just take it. It's so annoying. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. You know what no signal means? It means no tracking. It means no remote access. It means no breadcrumbs. It's the same technology trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, that technology is available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent, and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean to save 15% and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is Silent, slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, slnt.com. Silence! As my good friend, the Wizard of Oz, silence! Silence the chaos and go silent today. All right. Shall we get to an update? Let's do Marjorie first, right? Because she went out there. Look at Carl. Good idea in the chat. If you want something from your spouse, go to their phone and say it a few times. They will start getting ads for it. That's
That's true.
That's an interesting idea.
Very true. I talked about Dippin' Dots one time
And you get nothing but freeze-dried ice cream now, right? Here we go. By the way, the internet outage this morning was just wild. It was so bad that my $7,000 APAC check didn't clear. Again, I'm only kidding. Someone's going to clip that and go, see, he's getting paid.
Happy birthday to Har, 78 years old today.
Har, 78 years old. Happy birthday to you. 78 is the new 18, they say it. It's the new 67. 6'7". What are we talking about? Happy birthday to Har, 78. You're a beautiful person. What a beautiful person. I have to say that. All right. Let's get to the brand new clip from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me just show you. She's playing the victim, and she is completely and totally going full Liz Cheney here, right? You know, it's one thing to have a public feud with the president. It's another one to just go full Liz Cheney. Watch this.
That's what we did by fighting so hard against the most powerful people in the world, even the President of the United States, in order to make this vote happen today. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people, whom we serve as representatives here in Congress, demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that.
A patriot is somebody who serves Americans, huh? Like this, Marjorie?
As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that. Right. So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't sound like serving Americans to me. That sounds like serving yourself. Because you got good, cheap labor from Lopez with your construction company. You know, it's only going to get worse for her. She's out there playing the victim. I don't owe him anything. I've been called a traitor. Because ever since you were told no, which I know is a foreign word to you, you started throwing a hissy fit. She was told, no, you can't run for Senate. You're not going to run. You're not going to get my endorsement for Senate. The polls don't look good. You're not going to win. It's going to be a bad race for all of us. She was told no, which shows you that the only reason why she was fighting for Donald Trump was to be able to ask him for a favor in the future. She's a politician. That's it. The only reason she was such a staunch ally for Donald Trump is because she thought she'd be able to cash that in for an endorsement for a larger office in the future. That's it. I fought so hard for him, and he did. So you fought hard for him so that he would what? He would protect you? He would endorse you on any of your stupid endeavors? Oh, you don't do the interest, you don't do the bidding of foreign countries? Okay, that's fine. You certainly don't do the serve the interests of the American people with that deportations clip. Spent a lot of time on Marjorie yesterday, so I don't want to spend too much time on her today, but her transformation to Liz Cheney is Nearly complete. Nearly complete. All right. Donald Trump is going to sign the Epstein bill, which is a good thing and a net positive. So how about this now? To the left, the woke right, the people who are saying Donald Trump's covering for pedophiles. What did I tell you yesterday? What did I tell you yesterday that was going to be said about Donald Trump's position now on the release of the Epstein files? They were either going to look at what was released and say, no, it's the, what I want isn't there, therefore this isn't the full thing, number one. Or number two, they were going to come out and have some sort of conspiracy that Donald Trump cleaned the Epstein files, right? That, oh, he went through enough time and now his name is not in the Epstein files and there's still a cover up, right? Okay, on the left and on the right, the woke left and the woke right are shaking hands here. If what they want is not in there, they're going to still cry cover up for two reasons. Two reasons. Number one, the woke left wants to see an intimate relationship, right? A close relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein regarding the pedophilia, the sex trafficking of minors. The woke left wants to see that. Okay? The woke right wants to see a connection, a clear connection between Jeffrey Epstein and Israeli intelligence. That's what they want to see. What is going to happen? Listen closely. What is going to happen if and when new information is released and that isn't in there? The relationship between Trump and Epstein is not evident in these new files. The woke left is going to say he took it out. He's covering for himself, and he was intimately involved with Epstein in that ring of pedophilia. It's just not in there. It's still a cover-up. The woke right is going to be looking for the Israel connection. That's not going to be in there. And they're going to say, Donald Trump is covering for Israel. He's owned by Israel. It's not in there. There's still a cover-up. Okay? And the reason why the left is going to do it is because they're hell-bent on getting Trump, right? They're hell-bent on smearing Trump. They're going to do anything. They'll invent things out of thin air to smear Donald Trump. The woke right is doing it because they want to go after Israel. They want anything that makes Israel, AIPAC, the Mossad, the Jews, right, look bad. But also there's another element of this for both sides. It keeps the grift alive. They fan the flames and they keep the grift alive. Right? Think about it. If the woke left gets the new Epstein files, right, the new information that's released, and it doesn't show that Donald Trump was involved with Jeffrey Epstein in any way, they can't just admit defeat. They can't just say, oh, okay, we got the files. It didn't say what we want. We're going to move on. They can't do that. They just spent the last, 4 months going absolutely crazy. What is he hiding? What is Donald Trump hiding in the Epstein files? They can't then just say, whoops, we were wrong about that. Next. Same with the woke right. The woke right swore from July 6th forward that Trump was covering for pedophiles and that this had AIPAC and the Jews in Israel written all over it. If they're proven wrong, which happens a lot to the woke right, they can't just say, whoops, sorry. They have too much skin in the game. They're going to have to do some, like the game Twister, right hand red, to bend and flex and contort themselves to still appear credible to their audience. That's what's going to happen. Both sides, and they'll both say they're still covering up. Well, I don't often agree with the left, but I still think there's a cover-up happening. Folks, screen record it, bookmark it, get ready for it. That's what's going to happen. And I'll tell you what, Donald Trump said that yesterday in the Oval Office, because we've seen this before from both sides, from both woke sides, the woke left and the woke right. Watch this. Donald Trump said it yesterday, and I said it too, and I made the comparison to JFK. All we heard about from the JFK people was, Israel's going to be implicated. And then they weren't. And it's like, oh, no. This is still a cover-up. Folks, you have to at least be open. You have to at least be open to the idea that what you believe in this case, isn't true. You got to be open to it. You got to go in there with an objective mind and say, you know what, I think this is what's going on. But if the files prove otherwise, I will admit that I'm wrong and move on. And give yourself some closure. Watch what the people, they don't do that. They can't do that. Their grift relies on there being a cover-up. Understand that. It's the same play on every case, whether it's Epstein, whether it's Charlie Kirk, anything. Their grift relies on there being some sort of nefarious cover-up. Here, watch this. This is Donald Trump talking about how no matter what comes out about Epstein, for some people, the folks that I'm talking about, the woke left and the woke right, it'll never be enough.
Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages, 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. But they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't...
It'll never be enough. It will never be enough. And that's my point. When you get these document dumps, right? When you get these document dumps and it doesn't say what you want it to say, if your first reflex, if your first move is to say, well, that just means there's a cover-up, you're arrogant. Who the hell are you? Let me ask you this. Who the hell are you when your thoughts aren't validated to immediately pivot to, well, my thoughts weren't validated because it's a scheme against people who believe that. You must be so pretentious, so arrogant, so cocky to believe that you there's no possible way that you could be wrong. There's no possible way. Think of it that way. Just think about that. You believe that your thoughts are so infallible, based off of nothing, by the way. Nothing concrete. You believe your thoughts are so infallible, so unimpeachable, that when you are proven otherwise, you go into complete denial and you start saying, well, this just is proof that there's an even bigger cover-up at play. Of course, because the alternative to that is admitting that you were wrong. And you can't do that, can you? Especially the grifter class. Because the minute the grifter class admits they were wrong, they lose their audience like this. Their audience does not want to hear that, oops, what we were believing was incorrect. Their audience wants to hear, there's a bigger cover-up at play. Stick with me. We'll get to the bottom of it. It is all a game. It is all a game. So watch when new information comes out, if and when new information comes out. Watch the people do that. Watch certain people do that on the woke left and the woke right. Watch certain people do that. Like they did with MLK, like they did with JFK, like the left did with Russia. Watch certain people do that and pivot away from, here's what the files are going to say, here's what it's going to say, to, no, it didn't say that? That's because there's a cover-up. It's coming. It's coming. Now they're going to sound just like Chuck Schumer. Here, listen to Chuck Schumer yesterday talking about, this is a very bizarre answer. Hey, you know, you've been accusing Donald Trump of covering up the Epstein files, but he just said he's going to vote to, or he said he's going to sign the bill if it shows up on his desk. Does that change the way you're thinking, Chuck Schumer? No, watch. He can't admit he's wrong. Watch this.
Okay.
Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there.
Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Not every American, but so many Americans are asking. What the hell is he hiding? Why doesn't he want them released? When you don't want something like this released, when even a whole lot of Republicans are calling for the release, his own party members, people ask the question, what's he hiding? It's got to be answered by releasing the files.
Donald Trump says he's going to release the files, and Chuck Schumer says, yeah, well, what is he hiding? Nothing! He's going to release them if you pass this bill. I have to address a comment in the chat. The joy of the Lord is... I don't know what the whole thing that I don't know what that says, but it's this person. It says AI says that Trump is, quote, Doe 174 in the files. Not saying that he has done anything wrong, but he is in the files. Okay. And that is that statement is based off of artificial intelligence, which I guess has never been wrong before. Ever. AI is an unimpeachable source. ChatGPT said it, so it must be true. You know what ChatGPT said yesterday? What? Charlie Kirk is still alive. I guess that's true.
Oh, my.
AI said it. Lazy. Totally lazy. You know, now I will not take you seriously. That's the problem. Now I can't. AI said it, so it must be true. All right. Now I know how to easily fool you. Right? And this is not just you. This is people on X. Grok, is this true? You know what AI said the other day? What I thought was funny? That the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in the same division. They're not. Folks, AI makes mistakes. Well, AI said that Trump's in the files. Must be true. Goodness gracious. Donald Trump was the whistleblower, one of the people to take down Jeffrey Epstein. Goodness gracious. Well, AI said it, so it's the truth.
Yeah, brain rot.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's exactly what it is.
AI causes is just brain rot.
All right. Okay. All right. Bad Moon says AI says that JFK Jr. is alive and well and running for. So now AI is Q. Listen, I use AI to look up information. I use AI to have conversations about, the certain constitutional elements, and I have to correct it a lot. I'm just going to say this, and I think Conservative just said it. If Donald Trump was criminally implicated in the Epstein files, in any way, do you believe that James Comey and James Clapper and John Brennan and Andrew McCabe and Jack Smith and the Democrats, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Joe Biden and the left-wing mainstream media and the New York Times, do you think they would have wasted a second on a Russia hoax that was based off of a dossier that was unverifiable? Do you think they would have wasted a second twisting Donald Trump's words about very fine people if he was implicated in the Epstein files that they would have had access to? Do you think they would have for a second spent time hyperventilating over a joke about Puerto Rico last year in the campaign if Donald Trump was in any way, shape, or form criminally implicated in the Epstein files? Do you think these people would have wasted any time on any of that conjecture if Donald Trump was criminally implicated of any wrongdoing in the Epstein files? The answer to that is no. Do you think Donald Trump would be saying, I'll give them anything they want? I'll give them anything they want. You can see all of it. People with nothing to hide nothing. He's not hiding anything. It's bizarre how people can come to the conclusion that Donald Trump is hiding something in the Epstein files. Here, listen to this one last clip on Epstein. Then we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get to all this, the illegals. There's some good stuff that we have to get to. Here you go.
I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much, because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. and it's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax. And I don't want to take it away from really the greatness of what the Republican Party has accomplished over the last period of time.
Now, when he says it's a hoax, what he's referring to is the sudden interest on behalf of Democrats in the Epstein files. They had never been interested in it in the past. They always wrote it off as some bizarre conspiracy in the past, right? Now, all of a sudden, they're interested. That's the hoax. He's not saying that Epstein didn't do anything. He's not saying that women weren't raped at a young age. He's not saying that there wasn't wrongdoing or pedophilia. He's not saying that there's no files. He's saying the hoax right now is what the Democrats are doing to try and smear him. That is the hoax. And when he says don't talk about it much, he's not saying to bury it. He's saying that there are more pressing. Listen, releasing the Epstein files does nothing to make the cost of living more affordable. That's what he's saying, okay? That's what he's saying. I don't want to keep going round and round on Epstein because we have a lot more to get to. So let's take a quick break and get to a word from our friends over at Old Glory Bank. Are you down with OGB? Because I'm down with OGB. Yeah. I love OGB. Are you down with OGB? Yeah. 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 She sounded like Palpatine. Yeah. My little green friend.
Bobby Kennedy in here.
Bobby, are you down with OGB? Yeah. I love Old Glory Bank. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite president. Your favorite and most incredible and handsome president. And I'm here to tell you about Old Glory Bank, the premier bank for faith and freedom. You've heard me talk about how the big crooked banks debanked me and our beautiful First Lady following the rigged, it was so rigged, election of 2020. But thankfully, there's a bank that loves me as much as I do, which is a lot. Everybody knows that. It's a lot. Old Glory Bank. They don't debank Americans who love their country and honor the Constitution. That's right. You've heard me talk about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is America's best online bank that serves customers and small businesses in all 50 states. I am a customer. My wife is a customer. They have everything you need to bank online, including totally free accounts, free overdraft protection, early direct deposit, home loans, VA loans, and business loans. That is why Old Glory Bank quickly grew from $10 million to over $225 million in deposits. Your money is your business. Open an account today in minutes at oldglorybank.com. That is oldglorybank.com. oldglorybank.com. You down with OGB? That's right. Go to oldglorybank.com. oldglorybank.com. Okay. Next up, folks, are you ready to have a shitty time?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Bobby Kennedy's gone.
Nice and clear.
Bobby Kennedy is gone. Captain Shitties, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Shitties. Take a look. They've got more than just salsa, by the way. They've got the stadium seat. You know, if you're sitting on them bleachers, go to a college football game, you're sitting on bleachers. Maybe a stadium doesn't have chairs. Hey, you could take a Captain Shitty pad. There you go. A shitty cooler, a shitty koozie, and some shitty sticks. They should really call these shid sticks, shouldn't they?
Oh, shit.
Captain Shitty snack sticks and Captain Shitty's salsa. Experience the vibrant, sun-soaked flavors of the Southwest with this delicious salsa crafted with a meticulous blend of farm-fresh ingredients. There are no shortcuts here. Just vine-ripened tomatoes, crisp onions, a medley of zesty peppers, and a perfectly balanced spice blend that delivers an irresistible kick. This is a salsa for the flavor enthusiast. Its robust, chunky texture makes it the ideal companion for endless culinary adventures. Use it to transform simple tortilla chips into an extraordinary snack. Layer it onto sizzling carnitas tacos for an incredible instant upgrade. Mix it into your morning scrambled eggs or use it as a dynamic marinade for grilled chicken. The complete and complex layered flavors offer a perfect balance of heat and savory depth that mass-produced alternatives simply cannot match. Stop settling for bland dips and watery sauces. Seize bold flavor and truly elevate your next meal or gathering. Discover the genuine taste of the Southwest, where every bite is an authentic explosion of flavor. Just go to CaptainShitties.com. It is the best salsa in the game. CaptainShitties.com. 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 You know what we should do?
What should we do?
I should talk to the Captain Shitties people.
Yep.
They're beautiful people, by the way.
Oh, Jackie just gave a very nice gift.
Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate it. She said she missed us. And
Yeah,
Sean,
she's
you
been
cracked
busy
me
with
up, she
work.
says. You cracked me up. Listen.
That means you have to quit.
Here's my recommendation, and I'll tell Captain Shitties should start an email like you sign up for their emails and call them the shitheads.
Oh.
Yes.
That's funny.
Shid
Right.
heads.
Right.
Yes. I don't want anybody thinking bad things. All right. It's Mo time. Here we go.
That was an alley-oop.
There it is. That's the hedgehog. We love the hedgehog. That's the hedgehog. All right, here we go, Mo. We love it. There is some Captain Shitty merch. They have the koozie is their first merch.
A little cool.
Little koozie. Little koozie. All right, let's get into these illegals, shall we? I got to get into the illegals. This is some stuff that's going on. Did you hear about this story in Kansas? Did you hear about this wild story in Kansas?
I don't think so.
A green card holding Mexican mayor of Kansas, a Kansas town, voted illegally up Schitt's Creek. I like that. Voted illegally in our elections. Right. So that thing that they said wasn't happening happened again.
We're in the it doesn't happen often.
Well, that is the way it usually goes, right? So it's like it's not happening, right? This is the way it usually. This is the progression, right? When we point something out that the left does not want pointed out, right? They say it's not happening. Then they graduate to, well, it's happening, but it's not happening a lot. And then they graduate to, no, it's happening a lot. And if you don't like that it's happening a lot, you're a racist. That's the way this usually goes. So remember the SAVE Act last year, the conversation about, requiring identification and citizenship, proof of citizenship in order to register to vote, right? In federal elections. Remember that last year? And they were like, well, what do you need that for? Illegals don't vote in elections. And then we're like, oh, here's some examples. Well, they don't vote a lot in elections. Now it's like you have a guy who's actually an office holder in a town in Kansas. They're like, oh, yeah, so what if it's happening? You're a racist if you don't like that it's happening. Crazy. Federal immigration officials and Kansas state prosecutors say the recently reelected mayor of Coldwater, Kansas, cast ballots in several elections he wasn't allowed to vote in. A case that is now moving quickly through the courts. The Department of Homeland Security said this week that Jose Joe Ceballos Armendariz.
Wait a minute. Jose Joe?
Yeah. Joe. Like
that's his nickname.
A nickname, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought his name was Jose Joe.
No. He'll be like, Jojo. Had been living in the United States as a Mexican national since entering on a green card in 1990. According to DHS, he claimed to be a U.S. citizen. Huh. Liar, pants for. No bueno, Jose Joe. No bueno. No. Adios, amigo. He claimed to be a U.S. citizen on voter registration forms and went on to vote in federal and local contests despite not being eligible. That is a crime. Okay. Authorities say that he also misstated his past on a naturalization application filed earlier in the year. That's also a crime. Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach's office filed charges in Comanche County last week. Ceballos Armendariz is facing 3 counts of voting without being qualified and 3 counts of election perjury, all classified as non-person felonies. It's just stupid, non-person under Kansas law. If found guilty, he could see more than 5 years behind bars and fines that may reach $200,000. His first court appearance is set for December 3rd. So the thing that isn't happening happened, and that's a problem. I would say that's a problem. Okay. Next. Portland. There was a lot of hullabaloo in Portland over the course of the month of October. I remember all the protests and the riots and all that was going on. Can you say naturalization application 3 times? Naturalization application.
Wow.
Boom! Let's go!
I thought you were going to mess that up.
No, never. Have some faith.
Naturalization. What is it?
Naturalization application.
Oh, I can't even do it.
There it is. No good.
Oh, no.
560 illegal aliens were arrested in October during Portland's the sweep that was done in Portland. So again, I thought sanctuary cities were not they're not overrun by illegals. That's wrong as well. 560 illegal immigrants arrested in October during Portland sweep, according to ICE. coming as the Trump administration increases ICE operations in sanctuary cities amid ongoing attacks at the Portland ICE facility. This is the one where the people were dressing up like those inflatable dinosaurs, remember? And they were out there screaming and yelling, and you have Antifa outside in these in Portland. 560, that's a lot, were apprehended in Oregon in October as part of an immigration enforcement operation dubbed the Portland Sweep. Among those arrested were illegal immigrants with serious criminal offenses, such as murder, kidnapping, rape, and drug trafficking, as well as involvement with terrorist organizations like Tren de Aragua, according to U.S. Border Patrol. This comes as the Trump administration increases immigration and customs enforcement in sanctuary cities. Let's see. Here we go. The apprehended individuals were from a variety of countries, including Venezuela, Mexico, Honduras, Uzbekistan, Fiji, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Vietnam, and others, according to Border Patrol. The federal agency also released some of their criminal convictions, which included murder, domestic violence, kidnapping, robbery, sexual abuse, and drug trafficking. So these are the people, again, that the left wants to keep in our country. Why do you want these people in our country? Because the left loves to destabilize society. And, of course, you know, they're probably voting. Anyway, on to the next location where there have been major ICE sweeps. 130 illegal aliens were arrested in the first 2 days in Charlotte in Operation Charlotte's Web. We will not stop enforcing the laws of our nation until every criminal alien is arrested and removed from our country. That's from the Department of Homeland Security. Since the Department of Homeland Security announced on Saturday that it was surging resources to Charlotte, North Carolina, over 130 people have been arrested. The arrests come as part of DHS's Operation Charlotte's Web. A DHS spokesperson told WCNC, during the first 2 days of Operation Charlotte's Web, Border Patrol arrested over 130 illegal aliens who have all broken the immigration laws of our country. Criminal records of those arrested include known gang membership, aggravated assault, possession of a dangerous weapon, felony larceny, simple assault, hit and run, possession of stolen goods, shoplifting, DUI, DWI, and illegal reentry after prior deportation, which is a felony. The spokesperson added, we will not stop enforcing the laws of our nation until every criminal illegal alien is arrested and removed from our country. Let's do a pop quiz again, because yesterday we had this pop quiz. What percentage of illegal aliens who entered our country illegally are criminals? What percentage of them need to be deported? The answer, as we mentioned yesterday in our chat, was 100%. All of them. Every last one. Here's the simple truth. There are laws that you must follow if you wish to enter our country. If you break those laws when entering our country, you are a criminal. You are engaged in a criminal act. If you do it again, it's called felony reentry. 100% of illegal aliens who entered our country illegally are criminals. 100% of those illegal aliens who entered our country illegally need to be deported. No exceptions. Thank you to the smartest live chat in the world. Very smart people. Very smart people. I don't care what anybody says about you. You're very smart people. I have to say that. Quick break. Very quick break. And now, a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees. No pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen and it'll take you right there. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA. Again, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA.
All right. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Golden Crest, for being a part of the show. We appreciate that. Dane's X2 says the link for Bearskin is not working. Can you help me with that? That might be because of the Cloudflare outage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have links.
Yeah, just be careful.
I apologize.
Just be mindful that there is still some ongoing issues with Cloudflare. So that could be what's going on there, too. I don't know if it is or not, but it seems like a reasonable explanation for me. Here's a story. I saw people talking about truck drivers. Did you hear about this one? This is an illegal alien terrorist who was providing material support to radical Islamists. Arrested. He's from Uzbekistan. And he was given work authorization by the Biden administration. So, for example, see this? Look at that. Check it out. This article's from the Gateway Pundit. I was going to pull it up to read from it. Their site is currently offline because of Cloudflare. So, and it's not their fault. It's just, see how it says Cloudflare location, Nashville. I'll go down there, turn the servers on. All right, yeah, there was a big attack today. So that could be why. But the bottom line here is he was given a CDL. He's an illegal alien. Should not be getting a CDL. He was given a CDL in Pennsylvania, thanks to the sanctuary policies, the soft-on-crime policies, the pro-open border policies of Governor Josh Shapiro. He was given a CDL and was given work authorization in the United States. He was apparently recruiting people to the jihad. That's good. And he's got a semi-truck, driving a semi-truck down the highway. Definitely can't do any damage with that. All right. Let me get to a word from our friends at Armor Colostrum. And then I got to tell you what's going on with Kathy Hochul. Crazy Kathy Hochul, the bucktooth Botox booby bandit of Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity and gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. That is what Armor Colostrum can do for you, and then some. Colostrum is the first nutrition that we receive in life, and it contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. Colostrum can help reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow, can help fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism, and it can help fuel your fitness, performance, and recovery. You can harness the close-guarded secret of elite athletes, long prized for its unrivaled ability to take performance to its apex. Colostrum has been shown in research to help enhance nutrient absorption, promote lean muscle building, and improve endurance while fueling cellular repair regeneration for faster recovery. And right now, you can get all those awesome benefits of Colostrum by going to tryarmor.com/LFA TV and getting 15% off of your first order. That's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Do or do not. There is no try unless you go to tryarmor.com. They should call it doarmor.com.
Yeah.
Abide by the laws of Yoda. No. Tryarmor.com/LFA TV. Tryarmor.com/LFA TV for 15% off of your first order. Folks, I told you that Kathy Hochul was caught between a rock and a hard place when it comes to Mamdani and how they're going to fund all of those free programs in New York City. Kathy Hochul can't just say no. They're like, oh, last week she said she wasn't going to fund any of it. And now she's kind of going back on that. She can't just say no. What happens if she says no? She loses the enthusiasm of the young vote that came out in droves for Zohran Mamdani. She cannot afford to bleed out that much support in New York City if she wants to win re-election in 2026. Kathy Hochul is now weighing a massive corporate tax hike amid pressure to bend the knee and appease Zohran the moron. Okay? Think of this. If you live in New York and you run a business, this could be a huge problem for you. Mamdani has pushed for an increase in the corporate tax rate from 7.25% to 11.5%, which would match the highest rate in the country. So if you run a business in New York, you are going to fund the nonsense that Zohran Mamdani wants to undertake in New York City. The free buses, the free childcare, all of that nonsense that's going on in New York City, that you're going to be funding that no matter where you are. You didn't vote for Mamdani, but you may still have to pay for what Mamdani wants to do. Hochul is reportedly considering an increase in the corporate tax rate of New York as a state in order to cover a budget shortfall. This also comes after Hochul endorsed socialist New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani leading up to his victory. He has also made the pitch that higher taxes are needed throughout the state of New York. Quote, the state is on strong financial footing today, but much of the budget outcome at the start of next year is going to be largely dependent on what the federal government does, and we're watching that closely and trying to plan accordingly. They're trying to blame Trump. What if the federal government doesn't give us the money? Then we're going to take it from our own people. No! How about stop parading these ideas of socialism across the state? They have right now the 17th highest corporate tax rate in the nation. 11.5 would be the highest in the country. If you run a business in New York, you got to get the hell out. Because it's not just about avoiding the city anymore. She has to play ball with Mamdani. She has to, or she loses. Now, the silver lining is Stefanik can point at that and say, hey. Stefanik can point at that and say, hey, look at what's going on. I won't do this. I will not sign this. I told you she's going to have a battle here. She's stuck between losing moderates and losing the Marxists. It's a lose-lose for Kathy Hochul. Magamo is here. Whoa. Ooh. As we sign off for the day, Jeremy Harrell is up next on LFA TV with Live from America for the next 2 hours. As President Trump says, we will never give up, we will never give in, and we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Happy birthday to Har 2. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Epstein vote is expected to pass the House. It will move on to the Senate, where it's probably going to pass as well. Stick around for Jeremy Harrell coming up next on LFA TV. In the words of John Fetterman, good night, everybody, even though it's the morning. Bang gavel. And in the words of our favorite president, thank you for your attention to this matter. Jeremy Harrell up next, and we will see you back here tomorrow.